The Piston Cup Teams series is back on the Disney Docket channel, and I am super excited to bring you guys Team Shiny Wax today. You know, quarantine maybe isn't so bad. I mean, it's bad for sure, but there can be a silver lining. Like, you know, because of it, I'm not at college at my dorm. I'm living at home now, so I can make a ton more videos for you guys. We also get more family time, so it's important to look on the bright side of things in such a seemingly bleak time. But anyways, guys, I hope you're doing well amidst everything, and let's just dive into episode 3 of Piston Cup Teams here. So if you guys remember, about a year ago, I started this series with Team Clutch Aid, episode 1. I'll link that in the description, along with the card suggestion pop-up in the top right-hand corner. And every time I said I would do one of these videos, I'd put a poll on it asking you what team you'd like me to review next. So in that video, Easy Idol 1, so episode 2 is Easy Idol. I'll link that video as well. And in that video, which was so long ago it seems, Shiny Wax actually won the poll, so I'm going to honor that. Even though it was long ago, have to honor that. So here we are with Team Shiny Wax. It really hasn't changed a whole lot. The only addition I've gotten over the year is that now I have a Mini Racers Conrad Camber, which is super exciting. You know, I'm telling you guys, I was waiting a year just to get that, totally, to add to this video. But yeah, never mind about that, guys. Sorry it took so long. I just got busy, you know, going to college and everything. But what's important is that it is finally here. And the next episode is up to you guys. You can see those 4 teams in the back there: Gasprin, No Stall, Mood Springs, and Fiber Fuel. And you can vote for which one you'd like me to review next. And I promise you, it will not take another year to come out. So please do let me know in the poll in the top right-hand corner which team you'd like to see me review next. I don't know. They're all pretty amazing teams. A lot of cool customs, some canceled stuff in there, and of course regular releases. And that's what I love about these episodes here is that we combine, you know, just aspects of everything from the cars community. We have a custom from Jim Scavenger. We have mini racers, micro drifters. We have classic releases, more customs, launchers, sometimes even a canceled car, but not today in this video. So lots of cool stuff to look forward to. And without any more rambling, let's get right into it with the racers. And of course, starting with Cars 1, Darren Leadfoot. So Darren Leadfoot obviously was the Shiny Wax racer in Cars 1. And I will put a picture of him from the background because he didn't speak, as you guys know. And luckily enough, he actually survived for Cars 3. So there you can see this is the Cars 3 version of Darren Leadfoot. And I have reviewed these guys, I'm pretty sure, before, especially this guy. So I will put that link in the description if you want to see, you know, his initial release back in 2017. He has been re-released since as a Thailand variant though, but still definitely cool. Shiny Wax has always been one of my favorite sponsors just because it is kind of classic. It holds a special spot in my heart because I actually initially got him with the launcher way back in like 2008. So you can see the launcher's a little beat up. The stickers are a little worn, but this is how I originally got Darren Leadfoot here. And this is the one that came out of the launcher. So he's not in perfect condition either. Back in the days when the base literally had just Disney, Pixar, China, and the date stamp. Literally, those were simpler times. Simpler times. But yeah, the launcher worked pretty simply. It had this little gate mechanism, which we don't see today. The launchers are much more basic, but you would press down on this, and that would go up, and then the launcher would go forward. But unfortunately, some of the rubber bands, you know, have gotten stiff or they've broken. So I don't tend to use these that much to avoid breaking them further. So they're just kind of for display. And, you know, this one, you know, all things considered, still looks pretty nice. Stick Darren in there, and you have a nice little setup. I always wanted to take the stuff off of it and use it as just like display pieces, but I'm glad I didn't when I was a kid. I wanted to rip the whole gate off because I think it'd be cool to have that sign, but yeah, probably not the best idea. So anyways, here with Mr. Leadfoot here, although they originally always referred to him as just Shiny Wax because, you know, he was pretty much the only one. And then, of course, they started referring to racers by their names in 2015. He's received many releases over the years, though. 2014 was one in the Piston Cup Series. That was his last release, I believe. I may be wrong. I think 2014 was his last release, though, like this. But anyways, of course, he's got his determined expression there. Got these stickers for headlights, a little split grill mustache. Kind of two-tone here. This is a lighter green that goes into a darker green. Of course, the ring design for Shiny Wax. Nice kind of classic 2000s font right there. It actually looks like more of a 1950s font that they rebirthed for the 2000s. Of course, some little sparkles there because it's supposed to be like a cleaner, shiny wax, some sort of wax. Look how clear, back in 2008, how clear those sponsors are. You can see Piston Cup, Nitrate, Revolting Mood Springs, ton more. And they are much clearer than how they are from Thailand nowadays, but we're not going to worry about that. Have no Thailand cars to be reviewed today. Of course, he has black rims, not green, as some may think. That would be a little too much green in my opinion, so I'm glad they went with black. 82 there, I like the font for it. Matches pretty much Shiny Wax. It's got that forest green splotch behind it. Same thing with the roof there and the roof flaps. Green window bars. Shiny Wax band logo here across the back. That's attached to two of the Shiny Wax circular logos there, which is really cool. Some more stripes there. On the back here, he's got a black bumper. Again, more contrast. Little Shiny Wax logo there. And, of course, taillights. Very, very nice. Definitely a classic racer right here, without a doubt. And really, all things considered, he didn't change that much for Cars 3. Obviously, though, as we know, he changed body style. So is it plastic surgery, or is it because when he crashed, he had to get rebuilt? Because he did get involved in the crash that, of course, Chick Hicks caused in the first Cars movie. So this is a custom from 4-Wheel Drive 7 of a damaged version of Shiny Wax. If you'd like to see more damaged racers, I have a whole video on them, and I'll link that in the description and the card suggestion pop-up. It's actually my most popular video at 2 million views, so definitely check it out. This is using the 2014 custom, if I'm not mistaken, or the 2014 version is a custom using that. So that's why he has this flat eye line here. This was a variant. All the Piston Cup racers from like 2014 onward, except for like a couple like Greg Candyman, they have flat windshields, whereas in the past, their windshield was actually broken up by the eyelid there, and then you have the eyes. So it was like raised, as one may say, to add some depth to it, which actually looks pretty good, but I don't mind the flatness of them either. Very, very nice. Love the kind of tarmac design he did for Shiny Wax there. So moving back to the Cars 3 version of Darren Leadfoot, you can see that the font is the same, but they kind of bolded it a little bit more and they made it way bigger. Shiny Wax now in gold. It's got this kind of golden panel here on the hood with a lot more sparkles. He's got real headlights now, so the 82 got moved down. He's smiling now. He's got a little happy face on. Probably because they want to antagonize the next gens instead of just all the racers in Cars 3. Light year above the tires there. Still black rims. Much less contingency sponsors. Piston Cup, Vitally, Revolting, RPM, Nitrate, Octane Gain, Clutch Aid. So I'm pretty sure he had all of those before, but now he obviously lost a whole bunch. But that's how it goes for all the racers. 82, again, the same font. Instead of white, it's kind of got a yellow tint to it. Looks a little different. He also has a lot more yellow or a yellowish green tone to him. Kind of like two-tone here because the whole roof is that color with the 82 again. And a nice dark shadow. Roof flaps, black window bars now. Shiny Wax. This logo looks way cleaner than that. It's got a lot more depth and, just kind of a 3D aspect to it, whereas this was just flat 2D text. There's the gas cap. Love the stripes. Look really, really cool. Of course, the camera on the back, like all the Cars 3 stock cars have. So I want to know your guys' opinion. Do you like Cars 1 Darren more or Cars 3 Darren? Tough call for me. I think I may have to go with Cars 1 just because I love the circular rings that just kind of emanate off of him. So I really do like that. They don't really have that here. They more go with like flowing stripes, which is still a nice design, but it's just not the classic, if you know what I'm saying. Now, before we move on to the team members and whatnot and the next gen, I do want to show you this Micro Drifters Darren Leadfoot here, which is actually really, really cool. Too bad the Micro Drifters went by the wayside. Obviously not as good as the mini racers nowadays because they have more of a playset kind of feel instead of a collectible feel because of the fact that, you know, they don't roll and they're all plastic. But they were probably more expensive, I believe. I think they were. You can see you can slide them across any surface there. Any hard surface. Doesn't have that black bumper. So yeah, missing a few details. Gray rims instead of black. But still, it was nice. They did release a lot of Piston Cup Racers as micro drifters. So they were pretty collectible. And I have a few. I don't have all of them, though. But yeah, this was a nice one to have for sure. All right, moving on now to Team Shiny Wax. So this is another kind of classic set to me. You can see that my Nebekenezer Schmidt, which is the Pitty here, has seen better days. But he's had this chip for years. Like, I don't remember a day when he didn't have that nasty chip right there. Oh my goodness, the light just went out. Sorry about that, guys. But we're just going to persist on because the lighting is still actually pretty good here. But anyways, yeah, I don't remember a time where he didn't have that chip. So I'm not too worried about it. And he is pretty expensive nowadays, so I don't really intend on buying a replacement. And I do have this set in the package. Like, they were released like this. The three of them were released in like a 3-pack vertically and horizontally. And the horizontal one was in 2009, vertical in 2008. This guy here, who is Senior Trax, the crew chief, was also released in an egg, like an Easter kind of basket type of deal. And that's kind of rare, along with Spearmint's Chief and a couple other cars like Charlie Checker, Lightning McQueen. And so, yeah, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of history. I don't mean to bombard you guys with information. And I don't mean to share it all because we'd be here all day talking about the releases of Shiny Wax. But it's definitely something interesting because these guys have not received releases in a long, long time. But yeah, Nebekenezer Schmidt here. Very strange name. But either way, though, he's got a nice, just kind of smile. Nothing too special. He's got the circular Shiny Wax logos on his sides and on his hat there. Yellow design in the middle and with the rims. Of course, the forklifts do not move. As for Senior Trax here, he's got a mouth plate. And that's how pretty much all cars were back in 2008 to 10. And a little bit past that too. Probably till like 2012 and 13 is when they started switching everybody over the unibodies. So yeah, he's got that plastic piece there, unfortunately, but it doesn't look too bad. He's shouting, trying to say something to Darren. Get out of the crash, man. And just like Nebekenezer, he has the Shiny Wax circular logo on his sides and on his hood. And it's a big one. There's his license plate, M5394. And I cannot read the text above it. Let's see. It's hard for me to read what it says above the license plate there, but I don't know. It's tough. Definitely says something, though. I really wonder what it says. I like the green rims, though. That's a cool touch. And there's the base. Not much on the base there. And now, because he was included in a 3-pack, the Pitty that is, and not like a normal release or anything like that, like a normal single, he did not come with tires nor a toolbox. So Full Wheel Drive actually made me this custom toolbox here for Shiny Wax using a Chick Hicks toolbox as the base. So very happy to have this, you know, because all the Pitties pretty much have toolboxes except for the ones that got released in this format, which were No Stall and Spearmint as well. So I'm happy to have them. And when I mean released in this format, there were others like Leakless, but the ones that were released in this format and then not released again. So that would be No Stall and his Pitty and Spearmint, Crew Chief, and Pitty. The Pitties were always exclusive to the set. Surely Spin Out, Piccolo Perry, and Nebekenezer Schmidt. But then the crew chiefs, like Roman Dunes for No Stall, got released many other times. And this guy, though, and Ernest B. Rakes for Spearmint, they really did not, besides the eggs. So like I said, we could talk all day, but just wanted to talk about the most important pieces here. And I'm going to be right back, and we'll set things back up. So we are back now with Shiny Wax's hauler to take a look at. I just wanted to cut there because I wanted to turn that light back on because it's on a timer, so it automatically goes off at midnight. And yeah, it did just hit midnight a couple minutes ago. And also, I forgot a couple things for Shiny Wax I wanted to show you guys. So I snagged them and we are good to go. So here we have the Shiny Wax hauler, one of the craziest hauler stories in my opinion, because he was supposed to be released from Mattel officially back in 2009, but he got canceled. Then in 2010, and he got canceled yet again. So let's just kind of go through that so I can illustrate to you guys. Here's the 2009 collector guide. If I remember correctly, yep, he's back here on the last page. And so back at this time of development, whenever they made this collector guide, which was probably in like the late 2008, they only had this concept art image for him, which is kind of a weird look for him. They had that for RPM there too. And No Stall, just kind of weird concept art images, computer generated, and the rest of them were prototypes that you can see at like the San Diego Comic-Con from 2008 and stuff like that, 2009. But yeah, these were in very early stages of development, so it makes sense. This literally was the last hauler they wanted to release for the year, so he got canceled. It's okay. It was one of the first cars Mattel had ever canceled, along with N2O Cola Pitty and Mood Springs Pitty there. And so, that's understandable. It's okay. Some things just happen like that. That was a big year, very ambitious. But then when they went to go for 2010, they wanted to release him because they missed him in 2009. Makes sense, right? However, though, he got canceled again for some reason. But this time, instead of the concept image, he actually has a prototype now. So you can see it is far different from the concept image, which I will show you guys again. So just a lot of strange things here. I really want to give you guys some solid information on this without, just bombarding you with info and boring you. But you can see there that it went from concept art animation to an actual die-cast prototype. RPM, though, stayed the same for some reason, even though he was released in 2009, but he wasn't released in 2010. So he was actually canceled for 2010 as well, but it didn't really matter because he already had been released. I think Octane Gain, some of these other ones might have also gotten canceled for 2010, but it was okay because they were released the prior year. And all these other ones, they got released. Literally, Shiny Wax was the only hauler to get canceled in 2010. So good on Mattel for releasing everybody else. But yeah, it just kind of stunk because it's a really cool hauler. And he was literally on the zenith of being released. He was on the precipice of greatness. And Mattel just had to stab him in the back. So here is this amazing custom from Jim Scavenger. Jim does amazing stuff, and I'll leave some of his contact info in the description below if you want to get in touch with him and perhaps get one of these haulers here. He did a great job with it, without a doubt. I don't even know. He must have used, Steve Karski to do this guy. But yeah, it's pretty accurate to what he would have looked like from Mattel, and that's what I was going for. So he's got his nice little expression there, Shiny Wax hat there with the logo, 82 on both sides. Shiny Wax mud flaps. Jim Scavenger uses his own little artistic freedom for the license plate, SW82 for Shiny Wax 82. You can detach these two, but I just want to be gentle and not damage the decals if I were to aggressively put a grasp on it, but you guys can, understand what it would look like. So here's the decal. Very, very nicely done with the rings emanating out. Racing 82. On the back here, you have Shiny Wax 82 Racing. He took the license plate entirely off of that and did not replace it because it's so small. And then you have that on this side and on the roof there. And yes, you can, of course, open these up and slide this out here, fold this down. You guys know how these haulers work. There's some stands underneath here as well. So let me know, guys, in the comment section below, how many members of the team of Shiny Wax do you have? I cannot get that other one out. I always have trouble with this. The T comes in handy. Once again, there we go. We're chilling. So then you can drive him on up there and then travel to the next race, or drive him to the hospital. One of the two. I'm not sure which. But clearly he was okay from that crash because he still was racing 9 years later. 11 years later, actually. Wow. So Darren Leadfoot had a pretty successful career, I would say. And that's why we have a pretty large team for him. But unfortunately, it didn't last because Conrad Camber had to come and take the throne of Shiny Wax away from him. Now, I did review this guy as well, so, all the links that you're looking for are in the description below. But I will go over him again briefly here. And, of course, his mini racer I did review too. There is now even a Thailand variant of Conrad Camber. So this, though, is the Chinese version. Very nice next gen. Not one of my favorites, but I do really love the golden foil stars on him now, which they kind of transferred from the rings, I guess, maybe, and the just little cleanliness stars that they have on him there, which, they used to be so small, and then they just kind of got bigger and bigger, and then bam, now it's like a whole crown. Looks really cool. Very modern. You can see that's kind of where they hit the circular logo there and make a spark. What a change. They kind of went back to the circular design, though, after getting away from it for the Cars 3 Darren Leadfoot. But now different font, smaller. Still a very cool next gen. I remember first seeing this guy in like one of the trailers for Cars 3 alongside Rusty's Cruise, and I was like, oh my god, too much to process here. I see a next gen Spearmint, I see a next gen Shiny Wax, I see Rusty's Cruise. What is going on right now? He's got black rims still, but now with a little silver trim. So a very nice design all around. Probably in my top 15 favorite next gens, but just because his colors are so drab, he's not one of my favorites. I like the bright green, but modern stuff kind of involves a darker tone. Just kind of how it is. So here's the mini racer. It's a little bit more metallic on this guy. But yeah, that is pretty much it for all the die casts for him. I do have a couple accessories here. Of course, the bonus collector card that was included with Darren in late 2017. So he was released without it, and then he got released with it. So it was nice to get this. Pretty cool little addition for backgrounds. And my personal favorite is the pit stop barrier for Shiny Wax that was included in a 2016 into early 2017 pit stop barrier release for the movie moments, as they called it, where some cars got released with accessories like cones or either a pit stop barrier kind of correlated to their sponsor. So like I said, love how the rings emanate out from him. So very simple, but again, it's a nice little piece to have to reenact a race. So that is pretty much all for today's video for Shiny Wax. I do also have Conrad Camber's hauler as a custom, and I will actually be reviewing that super soon. So we're going to save most of this for a future video, but I did just kind of want to tease you guys with it here. And of course, since it is a Team Shiny Wax video, I have to show the entirety of Team Shiny Wax. Love that golden star. But yeah, that will be reviewed in his own separate video very, very soon. So definitely stick around for that on the channel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this long video on Team Shiny Wax. There's a lot to talk about with him, so I wanted to make sure I give you guys, a justified review, do this team justice, because it's a phenomenal team. I really do wish the hauler got released, but unfortunately, He got the shaft twice, 2 years in a row. I mean, that's just purely unlucky. One of the only cars to be canceled multiple times, along with Cone Teeth Mater. So thanks again for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow for another video. Bye now.